All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Buccaneers rookie Chris Braswell. Braswell's a guy who's kind of fallen under the radar a little bit for the Buccaneers, but he's had a really solid preseason and he'll bring a lot to this Tampa defense. And we've got a great set of cut-ups to highlight exactly everything he will bring. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with a pass rush situation. There is Braswell right there on the right side of your screen. This is going to be a pass rush situation for the Buccaneers against the Miami Dolphins, and it's going to be a one-on-one opportunity here for Braswell. He's going to use his speed right off the edge. There's a little bit of discombobulation up front here for the Miami Dolphins. I think there may be a timing issue or something between these guys. The way it's structured for Miami, they're going to have the center take the gap over to the right guard taking this gap, and the right tackle, he's basically responding to this gap right here. He's responsible to that gap, excuse me, but it basically becomes a one-on-one block. And then we're going to get one-on-one on the backside between the left tackle and the left guard on their respective defensive matchups. Again, let's watch Braswell's speed off the edge here. He detects there's weakness. The Miami Dolphins offensive line is slow to react. It results in a big play for the Bucs defense. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. I think 66 actually commits a false start here. For some reason, that penalty is missed. If you watch it again, he looks a little early there, or the right tackle is really late. It's kind of hard to tell. But regardless of that, you can see the one-on-one situations on the backside here. You can see the center taking the gap to his right, the right guard taking the gap to his right, but he's trying to help the center as his guy disappears inside, which basically leaves a one-on-one matchup right there, Braswell on the right tackle. And watch him just beat this right tackle with pure speed, sack the quarterback. This is next level athleticism, folks. This is Alabama SEC speed translating to the National Football League. And this is what I think the Buccaneers will be able to take advantage of. This is not a rep in terms of using your speed rush. That'll win you, 30 reps over the course of a game. It's not super consistent, but you get an offensive lineman here that's a little slow. Just once right there, just a beat slow, that's a sack. And that's what Braswell guarantees for this Bucs defense. If the offensive line, the opposing offensive lineman, if they take a play off, if they're a beat slow, it's a 10-yard loss. And I think having that weapon, a guy who can take advantage of mistakes up front by opposing offensive lines, will be really huge for this Tampa defense in 2024 and beyond.
Yeah, and as we saw here, we saw this throughout this whole game. This is the game that really unlocked Chris Braswell this preseason. I'll say he's kind of underwhelming at times in the first two games, but this game versus the Miami Dolphins, he was unleashed, especially in the pass rush, an 84.9 pass rushing grade for Braswell. He did really, really well in this game, and I'm excited to see him grow and learn more over the coming games.
All right, sticking with the pass rush, and there's Braswell right there, once again, on the right side of your screen. And the Miami Dolphins offensive line, they're going to switch up their protection a little bit. They're going to slide to protection this time to the offensive left, the defensive right. The left tackle is going to take this gap. The left guard's going to take that gap. Center is going to slide and take that gap. Then we're going to get one-on-one right here between this right guard and this two-eye technique. And then one-on-one right here, right tackle on Braswell right there. And on the previous play, we showed Braswell beating this right tackle when the opportunity was there with pure speed. Like I said, that's obviously exciting. That's a great job by him taking advantage of the opportunity. But the more consistent opportunity for success in the NFL as an edge defender, I believe, is what I call speed to power. It's where you threaten offensive linemen with speed, get them back on their heels, and then drive through their chest into the quarterback. That's exactly what Braswell does here. I love this rep from the young defender. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see right guard one-on-one right there. You can see the center left guard and left tackle slide to their left, leaving a one-on-one matchup between the right tackle, number 75, and Braswell on the outside right here. Braswell fires up vertically right there. He does a little dead leg move right there to kind of get this offensive lineman to freeze and stop, move his feet a little bit. I don't really necessarily love that, but it works because he gets into the right tackle's chest and drives him into the quarterback. That's awesome stuff, folks. That's winning football. That's pass rush right there. Because right here, this quarterback, he can't escape outside. He'll get sacked. If he steps up in the pocket, he'll get sacked. He has to literally hang in there as best he can while he has his offensive tackle getting thrown into him. Not a lot of quarterbacks consistently, game in and game out, play in and play out, can handle this kind of thing. Now, 14 for Miami actually does a pretty job right here, completes a short throw to the outside, like a 5-6 yard out, which again, isn't terrible for the defense, all things being considered. But I think over the course of a long season, over the course of multiple plays during a game, this kind of pass rush moves right here from Braswell will be huge for the Tampa Bay defense. Get this offensive lineman on his heels, walk him into the quarterback. Nice rep from Braswell. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. Watch him get off the football at the snap, do a little dead leg, then get into this offensive lineman's chest. And here's what I really love. So right here, you see how his angle is currently taking him behind the quarterback. This offensive tackle is trying to drive him around the hump, so to speak, right there. But Braswell kind of rotates his hips inside right there and drives to the quarterback. That's that little technical thing that just you get from, I think, SEC coaching, SEC experience. Obviously, give some credit to the Tampa coaching staff as well. But again, firing off the football, getting into this tackle's chest, driving him into the quarterback, winning rep from number 43. All right, going with the running game now. There is Braswell right there on the right side of your screen. And here the Miami Dolphins are running a downhill running scheme. They're going to get everybody up front, basically working the gap to their right, head up to the right there. 1-on-1 blocks there, 1-on-1 blocks there. And they're going to get this H-back right here. He's going to go in motion and then lead at the point of attack right here on Braswell. Running back's going to take this path and try and run right here. The basic premise here is to try and get a seal here up front on the defense, get hats on hats, hats on hats, hats on hats, right? However it ends up shaking out in terms of gap assignment. Then this guy gets a seal here, and then the running back just hits it in just like that. If you're going to play on the edge of the NFL, you're going to see these kind of blocks all of the time. You've got to have a dual part to your job here. When this guy comes around, you have to always maintain outside leverage and outside contain, but you also have to firm your ground. Be strong and firm when you take on this block, so that way you kind of condense the hole, or at least don't let it get wide. Braswell does a really nice job right here. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. You can see everyone up front. The Miami Dolphins, they're working downhill, getting hats on hats there. You can see 49 coming to lead the way to pick up Braswell. Watch Braswell get in contact right there. You see how he gets a little too into his chest there? I don't necessarily love that technique, but he does maintain outside leverage. He absorbs the blow. He doesn't jump around the block either, whether you jump outside or inside. That will extend or widen the hole or allow the running back to bounce it outside if you jumped inside. So I love the fact he's taking on contact at the point of attack, takes it on, squares it up right there. You can see him correct right there. See how he tries to adjust himself to be feet parallel to the line of scrimmage. That's a guy who recognizes that's a footwork he needs to be in to maintain his outside contain, holds his ground really well. And look, no one picks up number 53. So this is kind of a dead play for the Miami Dolphins. But overall, I really like this from Braswell because it's going to be a lot of taking on blocks like this at the point of attack. Come the regular season time, a lot of offenses are going to try and scheme up opportunities to attack rookies like Braswell. And here, I think he'll hold up pretty good. This is a good example. Again, taking on the block, not jumping around, holding his ground, and then fighting through and helping clean up the tackle. Nice work from 43.
Yeah, Nick, and as we talk about Braswell, I think you got to realize this guy who isn't considered to be a finished project. He's a little bit rough around the edges, a project type of player for the Bucs, but he has some really, really good things on paper. And I love to see one of his deficiencies coming out of college wasn't quite as developed in the run defense game as he was as a pass rusher, but we see him here working on that. I think he's looking pretty decent in the run game at the NFL level. And I think that if he keeps developing, this could be a really good guy for the Bucs.
All right, sticking with the run defense, there's Braswell right there on the right side of your screen. It's going to be a kind of inside zone concept here from the Miami Dolphins. We're going to get zone blocks this way up front here. It's going to be kind of actually a zone double team right here between, because there's no outside defender right there. Left tackle is going to try and zone double team this defensive tackle before working out. This left guard is going to try and reach. We're going to get a zone double team action here between the left guard and the center, working up to the next level. We're going to get zone double team right here between the tight end and right tackle, working up to this way, and this running back's going to take this path this way, but you can see the tight end coming in motion right there. His job is to cut number 43, so that way the running back can cut right behind it right there. It's a sort of design cutback built into the inside zone scheme. And this right here, Braswell, if you're going to be an edge defender, this is a box you have to check. You're going to get cut blocked. These guys are going to come out of nowhere, and they're going to try and get you on the ground, and these are NFL guys, so they're going to be successful. How you react to these situations is brutally important. Braswell does a nice job. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. You can see the kind of zone tracks up front. Everyone here from the Miami Dolphins, you can see it ends up being a design cutback right there. Running back's trying to hit this hole hard. Watch Braswell play off this block at the point of attack. Gets cut. 4 points of contact on the ground. Tough position to be in. Gets up. Forces the running back inside. Makes a tackle. Nice work. Winning football at the point of attack. Again, he's got outside leverage. You can see how this Miami Dolphins player is forced to cut him inside. Means this running back can't bounce it. He's got to stay tight to the help inside here for the Tampa Bay defense. Allows 43 to get up, and Braswell makes the play along with the defensive end right there. I believe that's number 90. Yes, it is. Great team defense across the board right here. Splitting the double team inside. Great work between 90 and 43. This is winning football at the point of attack, right? The Miami Dolphins, we know they're very creative in the running game. Mike McDaniel has a lot of really nifty assignments, really nifty schemes, and this is one of them right here. Again, the whole goal is to get a defensive end who's not expecting it, get him on the ground so he doesn't have enough time to get up and kind of slow up this running back. But here, Braswell, he's got the recognition, even though he's on the ground right there. He sees the running back coming, gets up, makes the play. Nice work from the young defensive end Let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. You can see the tight end come in motion right there. You can see Braswell. He fires off. He doesn't see that guy until it's too late, so he gets on the ground right there. And again, at this moment in time, it looks like there's really something here for the Miami Dolphins, but Braswell quickly gets up, along with his buddy number 90 right there, closes up the hole. Again, quality defense, teamwork at the point of attack. All right, switching it up, going to the Jaguars preseason matchup, and right there is Braswell, this time on the left side of your screen, going the other direction. This is going to be a one-on-one pass rush, and it's going to be kind of a blitz look here, obviously, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got a lot of people walked up near the line of scrimmage. So the quarterback right here thinks it's quick throw and gets rid of it pretty quickly. But this is just a really good example where even though Braswell doesn't get on the stat sheet, it shows how dominant he can be. He physically and completely, totally, utterly abuses number 70, tosses him aside right here like it's nothing. Really impressive play, even though he didn't get on the stat sheet. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see 81 is going to chip on Braswell right there, forces him inside into number 70. And right there, it looks like Braswell may be done. He may be so far inside, but watch Braswell basically take his left arm and throw number 70 aside like it's nothing right here. Thunk, and the guy falls down. Now, look, it ends up being a touchdown for the Jaguars. Really nice throw by Mac Jones, of all people. Need a little bit better coverage on the back end. Decent pressure on the quarterback, too. That's just a nice ball. Good throw and catch. But really jumps out at me with Braswell is just this physical nature, right? You talked about it earlier during this cut up, how he's just got raw talent, right? This is just, you can't teach this kind of physical strength from a 255-pound edge defender, right? He gets chipped into this offensive lineman. He's completely off balance right here, then just takes his outside arm, and throws him aside like he's nothing, ends up getting pressure on the quarterback. Again, doesn't show up on the stat sheet, actually shows up on the stat sheet as a loss for the Tampa Bay defense, giving up a touchdown. But plays like this get me really excited about Braswell.
Yeah, Nick, and those, that ability to throw an offensive lineman like that probably comes from his ability to also power clean 405 pounds. This guy, again, made the freak list from Bruce Feldman, number 10 on the list. He squats 705 pounds, power cleans 405 pounds. He has a 38.5-inch vertical jump. This guy is, like you said, athletic, explosive, ungodly strong. This guy is raw, but he is powerful, and I think that is going to translate really well into the professional game.
All right, sticking with the pass rush situation, there's Braswell right there, of course, on the right side of your screen. And this is going to be what I'm talking about when I say speed to power. He's obviously in a what I call a wide 7, maybe a wide 9 technique on the outside shoulder of this tight end here. If he was on the outside shoulder of the tackle, we call that a 5 technique, but he's pretty far wide out here in a pass rushing situation. You can either call it a 7 or a wide 9, but basically it's the same thing. He's going to be in an outside edge defender position trying to get pressure on the quarterback, and it's going to be a one-on-one block right here, number 70 on Braswell right here in this situation. This is what I talk about when I say speed to power. He's going to threaten with speed and then transition to power and get great pressure on the quarterback. It's actually a really good job across the board for the Buccaneers defense. Great rep for basically darn near everybody on the front four of this Buccaneers defensive line. But again, focusing on Braswell here, he's starting to show the physical tools, the skill set needed to be a quality edge defender. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Braswell threatening with speed off the get-go right there, trying to get number 70 backpedaling right there. You can see 70. He gets his head over his toes a little bit. He's a little bit off balance right there. He's scared of Braswell's speed in this situation. And then Braswell right here turns into his chest, drives him into the quarterback's lap. Now, the great news is a lot of Buccaneers won their matchups on this play, right? Of course, 33, nice rep inside, blows past the left guard. Quarterback's basically dead. There's basically the pocket collapsing completely around right there. Great team defense across the board. But let's say 33 didn't do his job there, and 33 was blocked by the guard. If you watch this play out, you could see that Braswell was actually right there to sack and put pressure on the quarterback right in his face. Again, walking the tackle directly into the quarterback. This is sustainable, right? We saw the sack on the very first play that's cut up with just sheer speed on the outside. That works every once in a while, but it's hard to be consistent that way. Reps like this, plays like this can lead to sustainable success for edge defenders. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. Here you can see Braswell preparing to rush off the edge. He works past the tight end off the snap, gets vertical, attacks through the tackle. Again, watch him walk this tackle into the quarterback's lap right there. If you look at where Mac Jones, the quarterback for the Jaguars here, he wanted to set up and step up right around the 17-yard line. And look where Braswell walks his guy right into. The 17-yard line, right? Even if 33 for Tampa Bay doesn't make the sack, the quarterback would have had a lot of pressure in his face. Braswell may have made the sack, or regardless, quarterback probably would have had to throw it away. Again, what we're seeing here, and we're starting to see from Braswell, sort of the second half of the preseason, is him learning what works in the National Football League, and speed to power is a great example of that. All right, we're going to end on a run defense, and there's Braswell lined up right there. Head up this tight end in this situation. You call it normally like a 6 technique. Maybe it's structured more as a 5 technique in this situation, outside short of the tackle. Kind of a weird defensive alignment. Basically, what the Jaguars are going to try and do here is try and pin him inside and pull bodies around him. You'll hear that verbiage used sometimes, pin and pull. Basically, what offenses are trying to do is pin the outside contained defender inside and get bodies out around him just like this. It's a really hard situation to be as an edge defender because you actually, if you fly upfield and this guy washes you inside, you're basically blown completely out of the play, right? You're done. At the same time, if you try and hold your ground right here, this guy has a great angle to come into your face and just shield you off. It's all about effort in these situations. It's all about fighting through, fighting over the top. Just keep working, not stopping. Braswell, we've shown a lot of his clips of him showing off his athletic tools, of him understanding what's going on in front of him. Here, it's more about effort, and this is what I love to see from a young defender. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the pin inside or the attempted pin by number 7. But watch Braswell. This is really smart. The moment he sees these offensive linemen and the tight end pull and try and get outside, he immediately goes outside. Really smart, savvy play right there from Braswell. 7 gets into him right there, but watch Braswell's effort, right? He doesn't try and jump around the block over the top or inside. Because if I go a little bit forward, right here, let's say Braswell tries to jump around the block outside. Number 4 could cut it up this way. Let's say Braswell tries to jump around the block inside. Number 4 right there for Jacksonville can attack the edge right behind number 77. The best way to defend this is to stay in front of your blocker and just keep working with them and staying even with the running back. That's how they teach it. And it's exactly what Braswell does here. Great effort, great fundamentals, blows the play up, really minimal gain for the Jacksonville Jaguars offense. Quality defense here from Braswell. Again, he's not even on the stat sheet, doesn't record a tackle, doesn't get any credit for this, but this is quality fundamental defense from the young defender. And this is what could really elevate and get him some good playing time. We know he's got the athletic tools. We know he's got a bright future, but if he can start being more consistent in terms of assignment football, like we're seeing here, he could be a very successful contributor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense early on in 2024.
Yeah, Nick. And as we talk about Braswell, you mentioned playing time. We've seen some good run defense. We've seen some great pass rush. The speed, explosiveness, and power of Braswell, those are all good. But I think one other aspect of his game that really may get him some playing time this year is his ability to be above average in coverage as an outside linebacker. You read his bio, it says in coverage, Braswell shows excellent awareness and anticipation when dropping back into the zone. He has fluidity, speed to run with most tight ends and running backs over the middle in coverage. And you just see this guy, he's doing really good. He's not just another body out there in coverage. Good run defense, great pass rush. I think he's got the total package, and I think he could be a contributor for the Bucs going forward.